Hey guys, so my name is Bianca and today I'll be teaching you about parametric equations. So let's get started. So the definition of a parametric equation is that it's an equation that expresses the coordinates of a curve as functions of one parameter in terms of x and y. So as complicated as that may sound, it actually isn't that complicated. So what a regular parametric equation would look like is x equals 5 plus 7t and y equals negative 2 plus 3t as an example. However, this isn't the only way you can write a parametric equation. You can also write it as in terms of x and y. So x comma y equals the two starting points, which is 5 comma negative 2 plus 7t comma 3t. However, they both have a t in it, so you don't really need to keep the t in there because it's not that necessary. So you can rewrite this as x comma y equals 5 comma negative 2 plus t 7 comma 3. Now that we have this equation, we're going to break it all down. So first part that you have is x equals 5 and y equals negative 2. So 5 negative 2 is the starting point of where the object is, which is why it's in the front. In addition to that, the 7 and 3 represents the direction in which the object is going. So the coefficient of t represents the direction it's going, and of course t represents the speed of which the object is going. So to summarize, the object starts at 5, negative 2, is moving in a positive direction of 7, 3, in a certain amount. So now that we understand the basics, we are going to move on to an example problem. So first we are going to graph what we know. So on our graph, we're going to make each mark represent 10 because the numbers are so big when it comes to the gym. So instead of marking it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like that, it's easier just to go by tens. So each of these marks will represent a 10. So we know that she starts at South Hutch, which is 3, 5, so we're going to graph that right here. And then we know that she ends up at the gym, which is 83, 155, so we're going to mark that. Now that we have everything graphed, we are going to find the distance between these 2 points. So in order to find the distance, we can use distance formula. So we're going to find the distance between 3, 5 and 83, 155. We're left with these numbers, so when you add them together, you get 28,900. So we can't forget about the square root sign. So the square root of this number is 170. So 170 is the length of the entire hill. So it's 170 meters. So now for the first part of the question, it's asking if she walks 17 meters per minute, how long will it take her to walk up the hill if the gym is at 83, 155? So in order to find how long it will take her, you need to divide the distance of the hill by how fast she's walking. So you're going to take 170 meters, label that meters, and divide it by how fast she's walking, which is 17 meters per minute. So you'll eventually end up with 10 minutes because the meters cross out. So you'll just end up with 10 minutes. So it'll take Nina 10 minutes to walk up the hill. Now we're going to go on to the second part of the question, asking to write a parametric equation that shows her position as a function of time. So we know that parametric equations begin with x equals and y equals. And as I stated earlier in this video, the first thing you would put in a parametric equation is the starting point. So we know the starting point is 3, 5. So x will equal 3 and y will equal 5, plus the coefficient of t, which we don't know yet, and then t, which is the amount of time it takes. So t, as we just figured out, equals 10. So once we get this coefficient, we can plug in 10, which will eventually give us our endpoint. To figure out the coefficients of t, first you need to find the slope of this entire line. So slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So when you plug in those numbers, you'll get 155 minus 5 over 83 minus 3, which will equal 150 over 80 as the slope. But that's for the entire line. So when we try to figure out where she's going, you need to figure out the change in x and the change in y. So that's eventually what these two are, the change in x and the change in y, but this is not the answer. So what we need to do is divide this number by how long it takes her to walk up the entire hill, which is 10 minutes. So when you end up dividing this by 10, you'll end up getting 15 over 8. So that means that the change in x will be 8 and the change in y will be 15. So now that we know this, we can plug this into our equation. So the change in x is 8 and the change in y is 15. So now, this is your parametric equation. So that's the end of our video. So bye guys, thanks for watching, and I hope this video was useful. Have a nice day.